Hi, welcome to a fresh episode of Data Bridge. Today we will talk about types of data. There are several kinds of data that we usually collect, and generally they can be classified as different types. We will look at how these are classified. First type is labels. These can be names, ID numbers, serial numbers, blood group. All these are labels, so they are called character data or string data, that is, it contains text. Even if a serial number is used as a label, it is not really a number, but it is only a label. So that is something we have to understand. The next type of data will be what is called ordinal data. For example, if you think about the socio-economic class of a person or a family, it can be from a poor family, a middle class family, or a rich family. So there is an ordering of the data that is called, that's why it's called ordinal data. One is supposed to be a position above the other. But at the same time, the distance between poor and middle class and the distance between middle class and upper class cannot be defined. It is just an ordering, that is all. That is why it's an ordinal data. Now there are other types of ordered data which are just whole numbers. Like if you ask students of a school which class they are in, they can be in class 5, 6, 7, 8. So all these are different classes and there is an ordering, but all these are equidistant. Like 5, the distance between 5 and 6 is the same as distance between 6 and 7, same as distance between 7 and 8, etc. So they are ordered, and also the distance between them is more or less equal or exactly equal. So that is called integer data. So there is nothing in between. You cannot have one good example of this is for instance the number of children. It can only be a whole number. You cannot have 2.5 children. So which means whole numbers are only possible. And finally we have another type of data called continuous data. Continuous means something which can be measured on a continuous scale. Continuous scale is something like blood sugar or your height, which can be measured in feet. You can measure it in centimeters, then millimeters, and even fractions of millimeters. So your limitation is only the instrument that you are using, the capability of the instrument to make finer and finer measurements will be the limiting factor. So that is the continuous data. It can be used, you can describe the variable in the data in a continuous fashion. So these are the 4 main types of data that we deal with. But there are some other types of data. One common example is a logical data. Logical means true or false. So if you ask something with whether it is statement is true or false, that becomes logical. It can either be false or true, and there is nothing in between. It cannot be. So it's actually a binary data. That is, there are only 2 states. It is just like off and on, like that. So there are so many things which are binaries in life. So dead or alive, like that. True or false is binary. So that kind of data becomes logical data. So these are the different types of data that we deal with in research and in everyday practice. So next episode we will come back with another idea.